And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to One Buccaneer Place. Tom Korun live with you here as we await the arrival of Greg Schiano, who, as we all know, about 24 hours ago became the new head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Joining me right now from the Tampa Bay Times is Buccaneer beat writer Stephen Holder. And I think there's a lot of people in this room know of Greg Schiano, but don't know Greg Schiano. We've had chances to talk to various people. First of all, the impressions you get.
Well, the impressions I get are everybody speaks very highly of him from the standpoint of a guy who can instill discipline, a guy who can set a tone for a program, which he did at Rutgers, a winning attitude, obviously, coming in there after having, I think, 10 straight losing seasons. So I think this is what they're getting here, and this is what they want with this young team, is a guy who has a proven track record of doing such things.
I know that one of the things that he brings, they say, is structure, and he brings discipline. And let's say those are two prerequisites for this football team.
Yeah, I used the word earlier, tough love, and that's what some of his former players say that he brings to the table. And I think, he's a guy who, like you said, very structured. He's going to be a tough-nosed coach, but he's a guy who's going to do it, as players have told me, with love, and it comes from the right place. So I think those are the keys, and I think those are some of the qualities that attracted the Buccaneers to him.
Doug Graber, I talked to yesterday, who was the Rutgers head coach when he was a GA, talked about that he thought back then, even at his younger age with Schiano, that he was destined to become this head coach in the National Football League. As you look at it now, you talk to Dan Morgan, who's really good friends with him. I think the impression is the same, and the more and more we start to talk to people that know him, the more and more you have perhaps a better feeling for what Greg Schiano is going to bring to this football team.
Right. Yeah, one of the things that Dan mentioned is that he learned a lot of football playing for Greg Schiano. And I think that was something that was also echoed by another person I talked to who worked with him while with the Chicago Bears in the 1990s. He's a great football mind, was the way that person described him. So I think you're getting a guy who has been around the game at different levels, different places, so he's going to bring all of that knowledge to this organization now, I think. And that's something, obviously, you can definitely benefit from with this young team.
Well, Schiano right now, it's getting to him now that he is the head coach of this football team. Now the second thing he's got to do, without question, is get himself a capable staff. The question remains, is he going to have autonomy on who he picks? Is he not going to have autonomy on who he picks? From what we understand, he's pretty much a control freak, so I'm going to guess that he's going to have pretty much a say in this.
Well, let's look at this. This is a situation where this is a guy who has turned down other jobs in the past, very appealing jobs. So I think the fact that he took this job indicates that he's gotten some things that he definitely was looking for, and I would think that's one of them. Now, I think most coaches will tell you one of the things you want to have is control over your staff and have a lot of input in building that staff.
Okay, right now Mark Dominic is going to the podium. Let's go there now.